those pedestal seeds. They want those forest agate towers. They want, one fetch quest to lead to the next fetch quest to lead to the third fetch quest. But
the one thing I want to see that I don't know if it's existed yet in this tournament is to have to get a sword after G Tower is over. That's what I want to see.
Oh, like
super
going
rare.
through all of G Tower with just a fighter sword and then having to go back and find one?
Yeah, you beat the whole thing, you're done with Agate 2, you have the Ganon hole, but you don't have a sword. And you're just like, wait a minute.
I've only seen that once, and I saw it in the last tournament. And it does happen. It is very rare, though, but it does happen. Alrighty, we're off. We got Acktheboker sporting the beautiful Santa outfit, which is only a little confusing when you start picking up these males. And dragonc0 is looked like he was heading up to Lumberjack Cave.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, we were syncing up, that's all.
The syncage is real. Let's see what we got. Ooh, red rupees from the bush crab. That's always a good sight to see.
It's a good reason to check these, is you can get a lot of early money. Oh, he's not going for that extra 20 there, though.
He'll get some more on the way. And bombs from Uncle, or at least from the secret passageway. That'll save you some money.
Aghanim likely not required already, since there is only just a heart piece on that ledge. Hopefully we get a menu soon so that we can make sure we didn't miss anything from Link's house.
Link's house, I believe, was a heart container. Oh, and a menu check already. We got crystals in Eastern and Desert Palace in a pendant up in Tower of Hera. I don't think I saw any double-chested fairy crystals or anything. Oh, wow. There's a weapon. There's a weapon for it.
Going that way too, though, so he'll find it pretty quickly.
He's also skipping out on Lumberjack. Which, it's one of those, like, it's not really worth checking until you have the beans to do it. It's one of those, like, last things that you check, maybe, so it's not a bad call. Saves you a little bit of time in the beginning. But with this routing, though, he will end up missing out on checking what that bush crab is, so he's going to miss having some rupees going in to Kakariko.
200 rupees ahead for Dragon. Could make a huge difference getting that bottle vendor immediately instead of having to farm.
Houlihan's dead, right? It's dead, right?
Yeah, Houlihan's dead.
Can we agree that it's finally gone?
Yeah, these crystals are not for the Pyramid Fairy.
Okay.
Crystals numbers 1 and 4.
Alright, well, it's time for that long haul. There's a lot of chests to check in Kakariko. We'll see how many fancy items we get. And then see where it takes our players. They'll follow the usual route down the South Shore, head up Death Mountain, go straight to Eastern. We got options. Only seeing a blue boomerang in Blind's Basement so far.
Yeah, not too much, but usually you get those items throughout all of Kakariko, so not expecting too much right away.
Now, Akka's going to be hoping that he finds plenty more rupees so he can check the bottle vendor in one go. That'd be the worst, having to come back here just to check the bottle vendor.
Yeah, he's a little broke right now, so that Kakariko well has to have probably a 50 for him to feel a little more comfortable. He's got a lot of hearts to start, though. He'll be up to 7 after he starts the well. Make that 8.
Make that 8.
It's a lot of hearts right off the start.
It's a very healthy seed. There's a big 20. And a shield.
It's not enough money for Ack, though. He won't be able to do the bottle vendor on the first pass.
He'll have to go back inside Blind's Basement or something. Oh my god, it's the glove.
Oh no, that's a big one. It shouldn't hurt him too much, though. I'm sure he'll come back really soon.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. But just that tiny little bit, is enough to make a difference at the beginning. Nothing in the chicken house. Well, I am sure he's hoping he'll find something in here or in the tavern. And if he walks away without that glove, that could mean bad business. But that's just kind of the luck of the draw in this in Randomizer.
Yeah, it's kind of like tile room basement for her Hera. You don't really want to do it, so sometimes you'll just decide it's not worth your time. Same with the bottle vendor. You're spending 100 desperately needed rupees at the start of the game. Sometimes you just kind of go there when you can.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get like a bottle or a flute or some reason to come back to Kakariko relatively soon. Otherwise, Ack is going to be hurting.
Maybe there's going to be a 300 at the end of the race game.
Do you think he would actually walk all the way back just to go check the bottle vendor?
I don't know, actually.
It's a bit of a walk.
It's a bit of a walk, yeah. It's an item, though, and you don't know when you're coming back. I don't know if I would.
I would assume at this point, though, that he would have... Well, he'll be able to get this big 20.
He's just going straight in.
Yeah, this is another interesting choice players make every now and then.
It's one I've been thinking about a lot. It doesn't hurt too much, but it's...
Yeah, it's one of those where like it doesn't really save you much time or hurt you that much, so...
Yeah, you probably spend about 10 seconds just to get the item. Well, it takes 9 to get here, so yeah, 10 seconds to get the item overall instead of jumping down and checking it and saving quitting. Versus just bailing out or having to go back.
I kind of figured he was going to bail out on going back, because otherwise he would have just gone ahead and farmed.
He was 2 rupees short anyway, so he still would have had to.
Well, now we just need the gloves to not lead to anything right away. Otherwise, Ack is going to be hurting.
Going straight to Sahasrara instead of going into the south area for Mini Moldorm.
I'm surprised if you're going to go ahead and go this route, why not hop in the water and check what's on Lake Hylia Island?
Dragon's going straight to Eastern.
Oh, wow. He's got the bow. He can do all of it.
Yeah, I guess he's just doesn't really... He has a lot of health, so maybe the dark room isn't scary at all to him.
Oh,
just straight clear it.
Did you see that pause sinkage? That was beautiful. It's the little things. It's the little things in life. Now, I could easily see Ack going and doing Eastern as well at this point.
Looks like he is.
He's going, yeah.
Yeah. Both
Talk to Sahasrara.
Right in.
Talk to...
Give us the information.
We want it. We want to start talking about Green Pendant Dungeons. Well, this is good for Ack, because we're not doing anything that requires the gloves, so...
Yeah, and the only concern, though, is if he gets, say, gloves, and then won't return to the bottle vendor for a long time. Oh, no.
Ooh, we're just a glove or a hammer away from the Dark World for Dragon.
That could be a huge change.
Well, the thing is, based on the game's logic, anything after the big chest in here is a sequence break. But that's only really assuming that the lamp is not readily available.
Yeah, it really could be in Mini Moldorm, or the dam area, or Agnet Cave, because we haven't seen those yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is my first race I've seen where people are diving Eastern before they even go down to the South Shore.
Well, when I don't blame him. When bow's the first item you get, and it's a crystal.
It's a crystal, exactly.
Might as well. And then, lo and behold, there was the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, and there's no way these people are afraid of dark rooms. The second one's a little bit iffy at times, but there's ways you can make it safe by shooting the Igor so that your arrow displays his position so that you can kill him easily.
The smart way to do it. Dragon having a little bit of trouble in that Southhouse room, giving Ack a little bit of a chance to catch up. We're already talking about lead changes. This early. 0 crystals in.
Well, we won't be able to see what happens in the dark rooms, but there could be a lead change on that.
Well, here's something worth pointing out. The big key is in the dark room, so...
Did you see that strat from Hack?
Yeah.
I've seen that with sword beams. I've never seen people just bow it. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to learn that for myself.
I wonder what Armos is going to be holding on to. Could easily see... Well, let's just think about it. Maybe like a medallion or maybe like a rod or something.
I think we have one dungeon item found so far, so there's going to be a compass in one of them and an item in the other.
I like this dragon using his boomerang to kind of see his way through the tunnels, knocking out those little ropas. I think it's what they're called. Or no, those are the snakes. Are those the snakes?
I'm not too
These
sure
little,
what
these little worm dudes. What are those called?
I have no idea. All I know is that Ack got a little bit lost in that dark room.
Popos.
I think he got stuck on a pot for a bit.
Okay, those guys are popos. Ropas are the snakes that are in the sewer.
That makes more sense.
Mhm. All right, what do we got? 2 more items left, I think. Yeah, pretty sure. Oh, the
Ooh.
hook shot! Wow, that's going to be a game changer for both of these players.
Yeah,
Now,
and since I assume they know the dark room, they could go up the mountain right away.
Yeah, I wonder if, with that glove in hand, if Dragon will do that.
Oh, Dragon didn't get himself set up on that arrow shot, so he's a little bit lost.
Oh, there he is. Got him. Nice.
Yep, good strats by Ack. We'll take the lead on that. If he can make it through the pot, I get confused on this key door. Sometimes you try to get through the pot there. But Ack has no trouble. He's opened the door. He just has to find the stairwell now. And Dragon having a lot of trouble with that room.
Now,
It's a really tough one.
Does backing out of that room reset it?
I believe all the enemies reset, yeah.
Oh, he found him. He found the guy.
He did find him. He just has to not get killed by him.
Oh,
there he
got
goes.
him. He's down. Nice.
So now the hard part of finding the door. And there he goes. A little bit behind Ack now, with the probably less experience on those dark rooms.
It's not one you see very often.
No, it's one you like to avoid. It's usually not going to help you, so since it's such a sequence break. It's not really worth the effort to put into it.
Oh, an Ack using the setup that you normally use in the Ice Armos for clearing Armos Knights, but works just as well. Okay, so it was only 1 item, but still, a hook shot is a huge item to find. Now, these players have to remember that that was a pretty big sequence break, so potentially following, you know, the hook shot could lead them down the wrong road.
For all we know, they are supposed to find a hammer or mitts somewhere else, go to the dark world, and then find a lamp.
All right, Ack, what's your next play? Looks like you're heading going to the South Shore route.
Both players using the same setup on the Armos for the kill.
Prior to getting boots, hookshot is not a bad means of getting around. You can hook onto a lot of items, a lot of things in the overworld. But if you miss, then you gotta wait for that long hookshot animation to finish up.
Yeah, and you have to know what you can hook to. Some things don't work so well, and you'll just waste your animation bonking against something, and you'll be like, oh, I thought I could hook to that. Whoops.
I was wrong.
I've done that a lot.
All right, we got some route divergence. Ack going to be taking the South Shore route, while Dragon is going to be heading into Hyrule Castle. Oh, I stand corrected.
Uncle.
Oh no, you're right, he hasn't. I wonder if he'll actually head inside. Ack going for the rare early Agana check play. It's not one that we see very often, but it's one of those, like, if this pays off, this is huge, because my opponent will not check this for a while usually.
Yeah, it's such a good play. I really like the idea of doing it. It's such a time loss, though, so it's kind of scary. It's a big gamble, but it's got such a payout. Like, this is a place that normally gets checked at about 40 minutes on most runs.
Yeah, depending on how roadblocked you get before, you know, if you don't get to go to the Dark World real quick.
Yeah.
All right, Dragon is going to go ahead into Hyrule Castle.
He does have a bow, so killing things is not going to be a concern for him. Oof.
Just
Not worth the time.
No.
He'll probably... Oh, he's going...
Oh, the bottle vendor.
He might be going
Please
bottle
go there.
vendor, yeah.
He's going to see that glove and he's going to be like, oh my gosh. I could easily see him go... Oh, come on.
This might be a Houlihan.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right.
Because he's
Tiny
got
sub.
the pearl to do the fake flippers as well.
That's true. Houlihan will be nice, but this is not going to be enough to completely. Oh, he's not. He's not getting it. Oh, he is getting it. Okay. Just took a little bit longer. He's still going to need a little bit more rupees, but yeah. Maybe Mini Moldorn Cave will hold some money for him. Man, here I was saying Houlihan was dead.
Well, this is what people have been talking about with Houlihan, is you do it afterwards once
Kakariko?
you realize you don't get any money from the early stuff. Oh no. That's Dark
right.
World access.
That's Dark World. 15 minutes in, we got Dark World access for dragonc0.
That bottle vendor is really going to be... It doesn't change how Ack can get to that and find the gloves there either, but not having the regular gloves means if he goes to one of them and finds it, he doesn't have Dark World access until he goes to the other one and finds that as well.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, he could route it well and, like, go to Hyrule Castle first, get the first glove, and then remember, oh man, I forgot Bottle Vendor, get the mitts, and then go straight into Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, that would be a good route, because you're right there. Hopefully
That would be getting lucky. That would
Yeah.
be lucking out at the end.
Hopefully
Now,
he picks that method.
Something worth noting is the bush crabs drop red rupees, but Ack does not know that.
Yeah, he has not checked that. I don't believe he's even checked a tree pull yet, so...
I believe... No, he did check at least the tier 1 on his way up to...
was that Hearts, I believe?
I actually don't remember. I remember he carried a sign, though, and tossed it
Yeah,
at one
he
of the
did carry a
guards.
sign, killed the blue guard. And there was only one blue guard, because the sign
So,
deleted
he
the
is-
sprite of the other one.
He's one bush crab away from having Zoro money, but he doesn't know it, and it's tearing me up.
Yeah, if he killed just a single... Ooh.
Oh,
Stun prize
enemy
is
drops.
20 rupees.
oh my gosh. All right. We're in there. He
Just
is
keep
saved.
stunning enemies and you'll be okay. Let's hope he thinks about that on his way up. I guess he could kill some of the Zora domain enemies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully he definitely realized that, right? Oh, these crabs are saying no.
Oh, yeah, it's quite the dodging he's got going on there. Oh, he
Oh,
bombed himself.
then he gets hit by his own bomb.
The flawless entrance there until he, bombed himself. Is Dragon doing Old Man?
He is, I believe he's doing sewer.
Oh, yeah, he's doing sewer. My bad.
So he
I
is
think he went
trying
in
to
from the back.
full clear all of Hyrule. I missed what was in Zelda's cell.
Yeah, I missed a few of those after that Titan's Mitts. I believe he already did the back 3 as well, which I didn't see.
Did he? Actually, I don't think he did Zelda's cell. I think he took the key and saved and quit. No.
Oh, here's some farming.
Did he do Zelda's cell? I don't know. I missed it.
Ack just got 2 more stuns, so he is able to do the Zora section now without any worry.
He did sell. Okay. I know some players talk about stealing a key from that guard and then using that to go through all the sewers, but he went through the sewers backwards, so obviously he didn't do it. All right, let's see what we got going on next. So it looks like Dragon is going to go ahead and continue all the Light World stuff that he can before committing to the Dark World, which I still think is a good play, because he doesn't have a sword.
Or a
So-
mirror. I like doing all the light world early when you don't have a mirror, because it means you're not going to be able to maximize your routing anyways, so you might as well just get it done.
Man, this seed has been nothing but sequence breaks.
Yep. Which makes you wonder where the real direction was. I mean, they bought, both gloves and the pearl really early, so the Dark World probably has a lamp or something similar.
Yeah. Probably going to be another Thieves Town lamp situation. That seems to happen a lot.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fascinating to see players go up to do Death Mountain and use that hookshot that they stole.
Yeah, and since we're pretty much fully aware that Dark World is where the lamp will be, that's going to be another sequence break for sure.
Ooh, okay. Sora was like right there, ready to clothesline him.
That would have been a quick end, since if you get hit while in Fake Flipper, you immediately die. Yeah, a little bit of money so that he has enough to buy bombs, I guess. He cannot afford the bottle vendor, though, once he does this.
Oh no. Well, he knows how to get money though, so that's not a problem.
Dragon's saving and quitting instead of going to the Ice Rod Cave and doing that, so maybe he's going Dark World now and just skipping on that. He's got no money, so it doesn't seem worth it to do that yet.
We couldn't see what was on the ledge, because I think Ack's screen isn't clipped 100% properly.
Yeah, it's either his own stream is cutting off some of it, or our restream is, but we could not see the ledge. Ooh,
fire
that's
rod.
pretty good.
That's a nice weapon.
Really important, because what Ack can do the second he gets into the Dark World is go straight into Skullwoods and clear it, whereas Dragon can't, and I don't think Dragon... Oh, okay, yeah, he's fine.
I don't know. I don't know if I would be comfortable full clearing Skullwoods without a sword.
Well, you can't, so I guess that's true. You need a sword to cut the vines. So it's not really
Even
worth
then,
going in.
like...
So we have Pod and Ice are the fancy ones, with Mire being green. I didn't see the last pendant.
Thieves Town was the other pendant, which is not a favorable pendant dungeon.
So green Mire, Thieves... It's been so common, Thieves pendant, lately.
Mm. Alright, Cape from the chess game.
He's getting some items that have almost no value. It's a nice safety, so that'll be good. If he gets a sword, he'll be able to clear blind pretty easily.
I wonder if we'll see a trip into Thieves Town immediately, or if we'll come back for that later.
I would personally come back, because you can't clear it. Well, does he have any weapon? No, he has nothing that can hurt blind right now, so I would come back later.
Might see a trip in, check the first 4 maybe, but no, it looks like he's going to go ahead and head on down. Skipping C-shaped house as well. He'll route that back up.
Yeah. He can come all the way back up since he has the mitts, so he's going to go straight to the digging game and head on the way up. Ack is going to get his mitts since he's going into the...
he's going to grab...
Ooh.
Oh no, he missed his last one.
Okay, he has a fire rod and bomb.
He has a fire rod, that's true.
That ball and chain guard.
More money.
Feel it.
We need Ack to remember the bottle vendor, so this routing option might actually work out for him here.
Ooh, there's money. Dragon can now afford Zora with the 300 from the digging game.
Nice. Question is, when is he going to route that Zora trip in?
Yeah,
Maybe
he might
if we
be
find
hoping for Flipper's Mirror.
Yeah, maybe if we find a mirror, we could, just mirror into Catfish, but can't get over there yet.
Yeah, and without the Flippers, he can't check the waterfall, so it's not a great use of his time. He might as well be doing the fake Flipper instead. It was a heart container at Zelda, so...
Alright. So Ack probably going to go into Escape first, and then... Man, he's kind of running out of options at this point.
Yeah, he either needs to sequence break or remember the bottle vendor pretty soon.
I feel like skipping bottle vendor is one of those, like, muscle memory scenarios where you might be in your head saying, no, I already did that. I always check bottle vendor.
I've already been to Kakariko. Why would I skip that?
Yeah, why would I do that? Alright, Hype Cave. Can we get some hype for Hype Cave? Well, let's not preemptively get hype.
It's hype.
Okay, now we can get hype.
Pretty hype.
There's the boots.
Favorite item.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well now we'll be able to see some Bonk Rocks, some King's Tomb, some Overworld glitches. No, we can't see that.
I'd like to, but...
Oh my gosh, I'd love to. God, just seeing those boots just brightens up my day.
It really does. He's going straight... Oh, no. Okay. He's
going straight into that green card.
Yeah. Without a sword, that dash isn't worth the effort. Normally, you would go straight across and then up, but without a sword, you're just going to block into them. Hey, look,
there's
a sword!
A sword! Wow, now you can do... Man, that's the second time I've seen a sword right there. Last time was in my own race, where I went to Agate Tower without a sword. Oh, here we see it! Oh,
there we go. Ack not really behind at all anymore. It looks like he never forgot about it at all, and it was just on the back of his mind going, I have to go back at some point, so none of this pays off. So with the boots and Hype Cave, he's not going to be able to finish. Unless there's a sword in Skullwoods, he won't be able to finish this just yet.
Nice to be seeing a little bit more route divergence from these players. Let's see what Skullwoods has to offer. And Ack even picking up a few extra rupees as well, anyway.
Yep. Could use. He's gonna need them for Kiki as well.
Yeah. dragonc0 going for the sequence break up Death Mountain. He's got the mitts. He's got hookshot. He can clear quite a bit. He can't get up to Hera.
I'm sure there's gonna be a hammer somewhere up here though, assuming the lamp is in Thieves Town like we guessed. Oh!
Ooh, flippers. Well, we'll need those for Ice Palace, but...
And silvers
right
on
now.
Spectacle Rock. So silvers are stuck behind a mirror, which players will get for sure, since that's such an easy thing.
Yeah, it'll be nice. They'll be able to pick that up on the way to T-Rock or something later. Or maybe even to pop into Tower of Hera if that becomes an option.
It is a pendant, but it's also really quick.
Yeah. Honestly, I think two item pendant dungeons are pretty valuable in this version. I would know. Alright, there's our first item. Second item from Skull Woods. Skull Woods is now completely finished. Just gotta kill Mothula.
Hopefully
So
he remembers he can't go that way yet. Yeah, he does. Excellent.
Counting items, always a good play.
He knows he doesn't have a sword, so he can't continue farther, so good play by Ack, not making any mistakes there.
So both players taking different routes and finding different items. Doing a lot of dragonc focusing on the overworld stuff, and Ack going for dungeons. Still grabbing some extra rupees.
Well, you gotta be able to afford things. Ooh.
Ooh, there's a flute.
You can already check on Mire with the gloves and pearl, or mitts and pearl.
Oh, that's a crazy thing. Imagine Ack getting the glove, and then he's like, I'm gonna sequence break up to Death Mountain, and then getting the flute, and then the flute would have took him back to Kakariko, and then he would have got his mitts.
Wow, that would have been good
Then
routing.
he could have gone straight to Mire.
Good
Oh,
psychic
man.
routing.
I know, right? God, I love Randomizer. It's just
Dragon
so fun.
has Spiral into Super Bunny Cave into Hookshot. So
Ooh,
that's
this is big.
7
Mhm.
items left.
We were just talking about this, about getting over to Catfish.
Yeah.
So imagine the worst sight to see is Mire on Catfish. But
It's not
When-
a
when-
bad play.
when you're
but
doing everything else but Catfish.
Yeah.
But doing Catfish before doing a lot of Dark World stuff, get a Mire then. Ooh.
Yeah, he's already been to
So-
Zora, so this isn't like a bad routing decision. It's just you gotta get it out of the way at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, with those flippers, he has pretty much access to everything at this
Yep.
point.
And Dragon's now a little more resilient to damage. The blue mail he just found in Spiral Cave.
So he's been skipping. He's been he's been using the killing stun enemies for red rupees, but he doesn't want that red rupee. What's
Nope.
wrong with that red rupee?
That one has an animation, Will.
Yeah, we don't want.
Pick it up.
You gotta save the frames, save the time, save the seconds.
And the interesting thing here is because of the save and quit, he's not going to check Pyramid right away.
It's a little bit out of the way, but when he goes down to Hype Cave, he will potentially be able to jump in the water and go over to Pyramid.
At the same time, though, you're a hammer away from being able to clear both of the Pyramid Fairy crystals, so maybe you just want to hope you find a hammer and route it in. Combo the two together. I guess
I
you
don't
might
know.
need a sword, but
Yeah, Ice Palace with a sword sounds a little scary. But he is heading up to Death Mountain, where we've seen a tunic, ether, a bottle, and flute.
Quake required for T-Rock already obtained by Dragon, so he can go in there. I really wouldn't do that without any of the useful items, especially Smart.
It's nice knowing that's already available. And here's the thing, with Mire being a pendant, that flute was actually not really required.
Yeah, it's just
So
an area checker, I guess.
something worth considering, though, is who knows? Mire might be required. It really. We'll see how the rest of the seed plays out. Oh, wow, there's that Mire.
That is big.
Oh,
It's really
man.
good that he found it there, because when he does Catfish, he can mirror and check all of Zora. Just he has to go into Skullwoods first to get the flippers.
You know, he was just a couple screen transitions away from getting the silvers.
Yeah, he was. They're right there. The interesting thing here is Skullwoods having the flippers means Zora doesn't seem like a good play right away. You'd have to fake flipper to go there. And Zora has the Fire Rod to be able to finish Skullwoods, so it's kind of a back and forth there.
No, I wonder if Dragon's gonna finish this. Looks like he's gonna go ahead and finish the stuff in Village of Outcast.
Probably going straight to C-shaped and then Thieves. Hopefully he remembers he did not do C-shaped. We don't know what's in there yet, though.
Well, now here's something to consider. Because of Axe routing, because of Dragon C0's routing, getting the boots earlier, he's been able to do all the stuff that Axe doing right now, just a little bit faster. So all that little time save is gonna add up.
Yeah, definitely in the lead right now with Eck, just cleaning up everything he's already done.
But something else to consider is Axe going to have the Mire while he makes his route down to Hype Cave, which means he'll be able to check a few extra spots, and if those few extra spots end up holding any sort of valuable item, that could be an advantage for him. So
yeah,
just one of the quirks of randomizer routing is depending on where and when and what.
could be bad routing, but if you found a specific item on the way, it's going to turn into really good routing.
Nothing going on in Thieves Town as of yet.
Yeah, I didn't see the amount of items that were seen. I just know that nothing of value was seen.
I think we've seen 2 items, a big key and a small key.
Good use of the bow there, since his sword won't kill the lizard in one hit. It's just a one-shot there. So Acktheboker is going to do the Spiral Cave, which has nothing. He'll just have to... I believe it actually had the blue mail, so he'll get the blue mail here, which turns his Santa Link into something weird. And then after that, he will be able to, I believe, get his Mire from the last chest in Hookshot Cave. I don't know if either player checked the Death Mountain Island. I didn't see what was on that. Dragon's heading down to save his supposed princess, but it's really just the boss blind. Hopefully he'll find a good item on the way. He hasn't gotten to Skullwoods yet, which is where the flippers were. And those flippers might be what he wants to see before he goes to Zora to get the fire rod. So it's the difference in items right there. I didn't see where Ether or Quake was. And Powder beside Blind, it doesn't really have a big impact in Randomizer. He'll be able to check the Bat Cave, probably right after this since he has all the items to go there. But it doesn't do much other than that, it's more just a safety item to get some fairies. Dragon's fighting Blind now. He's got a lot of hearts though, so it should be a pretty easy fight, and he might know the tech to make sure that Blind isn't really a difficult fight at all. You can make sure that the fight is always the same.
Yeah. I wonder if when Ack does Thieves Town, if he'll do it before getting a sword.
Yeah, he doesn't exactly have any way to hurt him still.
So here's the thing.
He has to drop down.
That was a Pendant Thieves.
Yep,
And
Pendant Thieves.
All we got was what? Powder?
Powder, yeah.
So if Powder leads to nothing, and Ack doesn't touch Thieves Town,
Yeah.
could be a huge sway in the leaderboards for this race.
Yeah, the powder does help you in small situations where you just low health. You gotta get yourself, healthy so you don't die to a boss like Shrine X. T-Rock's a pretty good place for that. But if the runners are good enough and comfortable enough, they won't have to worry about that at all. So Dragon's doing the frog now, which will get him 2 items since he cannot do the hammer pegs. And if he walks it through the Dark World, he can check the mirror spot in the circle of bushes. but he could also just flute straight to 7 and turn it in that way.
Yeah, are we going to be seeing a bat check immediately?
Hope so.
He's going to lose his portal if he does it, but...
That's true. But at the same time, when you have no real reason to go back into the Dark World, you might just get the... Can you get the chest and put it outside the cave? And then Mire? Because I think you can grab the chest.
You can take the chest with you.
That's true. So then, yeah, he has no worries about the portal. Just the
only thing
circle spot.
Yeah, if Circle of Bushes ends up leading to something, he'll be missing out on that, so he's got to hope that there's nothing there.
Acktheboker with all the items required to do all this. Assuming he does thieves beforehand. Not a big difference, it's just the magic bat, but if he does that first, he can do it all on one route.
With Mitz and Mire, I'd be heading to Mire at this point, but he still hasn't made his trip all the way down to High Cave, which, you know, it's been quite a while that dragonc0 has had the boots. So
yeah, I believe Quake was somewhere in that as well. I'm not too sure where he found Quake.
Did he find Quake?
Dragon is Quake. I don't know where he saw it though. I don't remember. But he has the information that he can go into T-Rock when he wants to, whereas Acktheboker still needs to find it. Castle Darkroom is where Quake was. Hopefully Acktheboker did not count his items wrong and say that the middle room doesn't matter, because that is where Quake is. So Dragon activating his flute, he's probably going to go straight to flute 7 here, turn it in, and then probably flute straight to Mire and start checking all that, would be my guess. Acktheboker's just cleaning up all of the Village of Outcast stuff that he's already seen, so you'll get the cape here from the chest game. And then hopefully he'll head into Thieves Town to get his powder so they can do the bat on the way. The bat was nothing though, so not a big deal.
Now I wonder how long Ack is going to stay in this pendant dungeon. He's going to just do the first 4. Because I believe there was 2 items in the beginning, so... Oh,
yeah, 2 items in the beginning, powder bear at the end. I don't know if there was an item at the hammer chest or not. Yeah, I kind of knew Dragon was going here, but I didn't pay attention to what Mire was.
Well, we'll see it as he goes to check Checkerboard Cave, and then he'll probably head back into... Oh, okay, he's going to do Desert first.
That's an interesting order. Nothing was down there. I believe he checked that already, or was that Ack? Ack checked that, never mind.
Well, he needs to do Desert regardless, so... Now, unless like Checkerboard had like a sword or something to make this fight a little bit quicker.
Yeah, he might just be doing this because it's a little faster to route Checkerboard in at the end, so you can go straight to Agna and then save and quit. Boots not required for Desert, which is somewhat good news for Ack, though I'm sure he'll find his boots right after Thieves Town. The only sword we've seen so far were at the Bonk Rocks, which you need to go to Hype Cave to get the boots first to be able to find that. So actually, that's a good point. There's not much reason for Ack to be continuing down this path because he can't kill blind.
Oh man, I wonder if he knows that.
He's going to be happy to find the powder as some reward to it, but hopefully he doesn't come back here.
I guess that there's some value to doing at least Overworld all the way down to Hype Cave before, you know, going into a dungeon.
Yeah, there's just so many items there.
Mm.
Oh, Cane of Samaria at the end of Desert.
So now, Dragon just needs a hammer, and then he can go into... Actually, wait, no, this is bigger. Does that mean he can go into Mire? Let's see what the medallion was for Mire. Go down! Go look! It was Ether, okay.
It's Ether, according to the mark by Dark Shadows.
Alright, well... the thing is, without that fire rod, he might not be able to complete everything in Mire if he plans on going in there. Now, it is a pendant, but it is a green pendant.
Yeah, it's green pendant, 2 items. You don't want to check it because it's kind of an annoying dungeon if it's not a crystal.
And that is also why he bailed on Desert Palace. He can't complete it without a fire source. So that fire rod at Zora is kind of ruining his routing plans.
Yeah, and he easily could have done it. He just didn't have the money at the time. So I guess that Houlihan from Acktheboker really paid off.
And the other thing is, without a fire rod, that might not send you into Skull Woods anytime soon, where those flippers are.
Yeah, so it's kind of a mixed feeling on how this is going to play out for him. He's got a really good lead on what he's checked so far, but without that fire rod, he might be going into bad locations repeatedly, slowly ruining his routing.
Yeah, giving Ack a little bit of time to catch up, though Ack still needs to keep routing that Dark World Overworld from this point on.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get his frog, and well, he has to do the digging game first. He'll do that, then get his frog, probably do the magic bet, and bring the chest with him through the hype cave switch, or the hype cave route where you check everything else. Dragon finally getting his silvers, which will help him a lot for a lot of the boss fights coming up.
Well, it was kind of funny, worth mentioning. Dragon had access to money because he learned real quick that the bush crabs hold red rupees. Well, Ack seemed to have missed that entirely, but Ack discovered that the stunned enemy drop are red rupees, so he's been using that to fill his pockets for when he was getting Zora money, bottle vendor money, and then money for Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, once Dragon pays for Zora, they will be very close to even on money. Not that that matters anymore. But it's interesting how Ack with just a Houlihan has pretty much gained all the same money that Dragon has with Dragon's double bush crabs.
Well, it looks like he's going to go for the Mire play. He might be banking on a fire source being in there, or a fire source not being required.
Yeah, that lamp.
It's a huge play.
The lamp could be anywhere. We thought it was going to be in Thieves Town, but it is not there, and we don't know where it could be anymore. It's kind of opened up to be anywhere because of the flute. No, the flute was found on on Death Mountain, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So the lamp has to be somewhere that a Death Mountain item doesn't bring them to. And that would mean it's not on a mirror location.
So... Pyramid?
Ice Palace?
Ice Palace? We got options.
Yeah, there's everywhere pretty much. It could even... Well, it can't, so I guess it can't be in the Pyramid Fairy, since you need it for pod. So yeah, it could be in Ice, it could be front hat. No, it can't be in Mire, or the Mire area. It can't be in T-Rock.
The question is Dragon gonna get bailed out by finding items that he needs without having to use the fire source? Or
he has to,
the light?
Since there is no lamp here. It's not possible.
Well, we got an early big key, the quickest of Mires, so...
Now...
We've been seeing a lot of dark rooms from these players. I wonder if we'll see a trip to Vitreous. Though now he's going to be, if he ends up going to Vitreous, he's going to be pretty upset with himself not grabbing those silver arrows on Spectacle Rock.
I believe he did pick them up.
Did he go back and pick them up?
Very recently he picked them up.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember why he went up there though. He might have just routed that in just because he knew he was going to my area and he wanted to grab them.
He might have grabbed them, but not check Hera?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he did up there. I think he just went straight to it and left.
Oh, yeah. I did see that. He did grab those, and then he hopped down to go do Spike Cave, but then realized he didn't have the hammer, so he couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't see the Spike Cave portion of that. It's getting low here.
Yeah, only 4 hearts. He's gonna have to be careful.
He does remember he can't do the left side because he does not have any fire source, so he will be doing the last 2 chests that he can check in here before going to Vitreous, which I don't think he'll do that.
I mean, the thing is, he could find one item over here, and the last one could be at Vitreous, and the left side could be completely bare.
Yes, it's very possible. He's really hoping for something that isn't a map in this chest, really. Oh my.
Wow. There's a hammer.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a game changer right there.
I cannot believe that's paying off that well.
So many hammers in Mire lately. Mire's a good
Also, a
place,
sequence
guys.
break.
Oh yeah, because
He still needs the lamp to be able to get the flute, technically.
yeah, that's true. Where is that lamp?
So it could be the first chest in Swamp, anywhere in Ice Palace. It could be somewhere in the start of Pod.
No, it can't be Swamp because Mire was on
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Cave.
You are right.
It's got to be on the pyramid.
The pyramid lamp makes the most sense right now.
Axe
Ice
gonna be grabbing
Palace.
his boots.
Yeah, that'll help him a lot. He'll find, hopefully, his first sword in the Bonk Rocks really quickly after the save and quit from... Oh, hopefully a save and quit from doing the purple chest. He might instead go straight to Mire, though.
I believe hammer was the first item in Mire that we saw.
Yeah, I believe so.
Everything else was small keys, big key, and a compass. So there could be another item in there, and Mire has been known to have 2 good items in it. So Ack picking up his boots finally, 45 minutes in. He's going to go ahead and finish off the purple chest stuff, but I wonder how long it's going to be before he goes and checks Bonk Rocks to get his first sword.
Yeah, he might go into my area because it's just a quick flute off of this location. He can't do the ether tablet, so he should just mirror right now and get out of here. Get away from the danger of those popos. Bit of money, not helpful.
Wait, are those also popos? Or are those like
I don't-
super popos?
I'm calling them popos now.
The green ones.
Yeah, he's going right to Mire instead of going to the Bonk Rock area that was unlocked by his boots, so he will not be getting a sword.
So if he goes into Mire, though, he will be able to get his hammer.
Yep.
But that's just interesting. I feel like there's got to be another item in Mire because of where the Cane of Samaria was placed. Ooh, nice. He actually got that. That is a very slight timing to get through that room without getting hit by those little fire dudes.
Yeah, it's so hard to make that timing. I believe you got like 3 frames to be able to dash correctly or you're not going to make it.
We got dragonc0 going through all of Palace of Darkness after getting that hammer from Mire. We've been seeing Pod having a lot of stuff too. So, and at this point, our players are still looking for both we're looking for the ice rod. We haven't seen that one yet, and another sword, obviously, and I guess a lamp, but not really. These players seem to be comfortable doing dark rooms because they've been doing them already.
The hard dark rooms are pretty much already over for. Well, I guess he could do the turtle room since he doesn't have a fire rod. Still, is going to be a difficult one. So it's a really hard one to do in the dark because you have to kill each turtle without actually knowing where they are at any point.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell by pinging a sword against them, but you can't really tell where they landed and if any other turtles are going to get in your way while you try to hit them.
Oh man, I wonder if Ack is going to go ahead and finish Desert Palace.
Dragon has just found the lamp.
It was in Pod? Oh, okay.
It was in the big key chest of Pod.
Alright.
So he has absolutely no danger anymore doing this dungeon.
That's nice. That is a nice find.
Yeah, he just needs to find that fire rod to be able to go into T-Rock. And I guess the ice rod would be useful as well. Is that all he needs?
He needs, and the flippers from Skullwoods. So Fire Rod is at Zora. Flippers are in the beginning portion of Skullwoods. The only things we are not aware of is another sword and the ice rod.
Yeah, and I'm sure one of those are going to be found in T-Rock at some point. Maybe even Ice Palace. Ice Palace has a lot of items a lot of the time.
And silver arrows are conveniently located on top of Spectacle Rock.
Yeah. Acktheboker is going to get his Cane of Samaria here at the end of Desert, and that might make him think, go straight into Mire, get a hammer. Seems like a good payoff.
I can't believe Ack is this far in and hasn't found a single sword.
Yeah, it makes me think of the one we watched with Parisian Player, unfortunately not being able to find any of the swords for about an hour.
Yeah. Alright, dragonc0 finding a shovel, so that might lead to something.
Yeah, maybe someone decided to hide the Master Sword underground instead of in a pedestal this time.
Be a good place to put it.
It
oh, look,
keeps it
I dug up the Master Sword. see people on the beach with like the metal detectors. Just find a master sword out there. That'd be impressive. Well, I mean, that is kind of Link's Awakening for you right there. Just minus it being buried. But it is
Does
on a beach.
Link come attached to it? Do you pull Link up with it, holding the sword, or do you just find the sword?
Get out of here! I found it. He's like, no, I found this.
I found
you
it first. I
underground?
just
I
got
don't
hit by a sandstorm. I'm stuck here.
These things do happen. My ship crash landed.
Exactly.
Because Link is an alien, obviously.
It could have been a boat from Wind Waker. Although then where's the boat? Because that thing talks, and I'm sure someone would have been annoyed by it by now.
You'd be able to hear it from like a mile away.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Ack, gonna go ahead and finish off Land Mullet. Now, I wasn't counting. Did we already get both items in the desert, or is Land Mullet potentially holding one?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
It is a crystal though, so it's no reason not to clear it. And he does owe the fire rod, so it will be an easy kill.
Oh, that is a very colorful Land Mullet.
Yeah, that's quite nice with the blue elf. Hopefully he gets his mail soon though. Because the
Ran out of
next
magic.
color is wonderful.
He's gonna have to use arrows. Now here's the thing, both of these players, after they finished Hookshot Cave, they could have ran back over and grabbed silvers, because they found the mirror in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, it really wouldn't have been. You just fall down the hole, transition twice, mirror, collect them, and you're done. But they chose not to. Dragon went back for it to check Spike Cave and realized he couldn't. So in reality, he kind of just wasted time collecting his silvers, and that was it. Something he could have done way sooner.
Alright, now we need him to go into Mire. No, don't do it! Okay, good. No,
The
that's
rock
good.
saved
Go
you.
back in.
Where's your portal, though? I guess it's near the other door.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Dragon
to go
having no
here.
trouble with the turtles since he found that lamp, so that's going to be an easy pod for him.
He needs to go to Bonk Rocks. But late boots, you already think about other stuff. Thinking about Bonk Rocks or... You know, actually, this could be the North Graveyard route that he wants to take, so...
You could go North Graveyard, which might make him think Mire to the Bonk Rocks as well.
We could... Oh my gosh, is Ack about to get his sword at 53 minutes into this race?
He's going to find another sword at Graveyard. That's my guess.
Oh my god, that'd be...
a different sword.
No. We haven't seen King's Tomb yet, have we?
Oh, he's doing it.
I want 3 swords. 1 in Bonk Rocks, 1 in North of Graveyard, and 1 in King's Tomb.
Axe getting his sword now.
Dragon finishing up Palace of Darkness. That is one of the double-chested fairy crystals. Ice Palace being the second one. Where is that ice rod?
Could complete if he found his fire rod from Zora. But right now, there's no reason to go into Ice Palace at all.
Yeah, that's also something to consider. We still have all of Swamp Palace available to us as well, so these players are going to have to make some crazy 50-50s.
Hopefully Ack makes the 50-50. That gets him his hammer, because every second without that hammer is going to give him checking locations that probably won't help him, where Dragon will continue to get through these hammer areas to get things like Swamp done and Ice done.
Yeah, if the last 2 items that we're still looking for in this seed are hidden behind areas that require hammer, that's going to be curtains for Ack.
Yeah, it looks like Dragon's finally going to check the pyramid. Something we've wanted to see in a while now. We've kind of been dying to see it. So we'll see what that pyramid has, and we'll probably see him go to Catfish and get 20 rupees. And he'll mirror probably before getting those rupees. So I think he's going to get his fire rod pretty quickly, actually.
Bit of a bust in this graveyard section.
Yeah, just a sword from the Bonk Rocks. He still needs to go into Escape to get his Quake as well. The middle area.
That's also something you could easily forget.
Yeah, I've definitely forgotten that several times.
I mean, so the game wanted you to do was get a glove at Bottle Vendor, the mitts at Hyrule Castle, middle of Hyrule Castle, the Moon Pearl in the first chest in Eastern Palace, go to the Dark World, get the flippers in Skull Woods, to go to Palace of Darkness, to get the lamp in the vanilla big key chest, to go back into Hyrule Castle to get the Quake medallion from the sewers.
Yeah, and
That's what this game wanted you to do.
Where was Ether again?
I want to say it was in Death Mountain.
So then
Death
after
Mountain.
that, you had to go to Death Mountain to get the Ether and the flute to go to Mire just to get a hammer. Just so you could go the normal way to Pod.
That is so brutal. All right, well, I don't think we've seen Tower of Hera yet. Because it's pendant, but it's also basement required. And we're gonna see Zora from dragonc0. He's gonna be picking up his fire rod, and from there he would probably, he could go the Ice Palace route, or he could go back and finish Desert, or he could go to Skull Woods, which would be my guess, where he's gonna pick up his flippers.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky the waterfall fountain didn't have anything important, because without the flippers he can't check it right now. Looks like he is going straight. Well, he has a flute, so he should probably fly to Kakariko if that's where he's going. There we go. Acktheboker doing his basement. I assume this is where the big key is, because there's no real reason to go here anyways. Yeah, so he's gonna go get the big key so he can go upstairs.
So this is big. If we find another sword or an ice rod up here, that's that's gonna be hurting for Dragon.
Yeah, because pendant Hera with a basement required is not an appealing place to go.
This is a huge gamble for Ack, and he's got to be feeling behind with missing Bottle Vendor having a glove and then getting his sword only 53 minutes in. He definitely feels behind at this point, so he's got to go make these huge gambles, would be my assumption.
Yeah, he's really hoping to find none of these items. For him, he's probably hoping to find a hammer. He doesn't know where it is. He's hoping it's somewhere out of the way like this.
That's item number 2. Is he gonna go ahead and just finish it and bank on pedestal?
It's worth a shot. Killing Moldorm only takes an extra 20 seconds.
You're already here, you might as well. The only thing is he's gonna have to use NMG strats on this guy.
Yeah,
I guess he could use
hammer.
cape. Could use cape strats, but
Cape this quick 6 hits. It's a good way to get this done. Get your magic back anyways, it's not a harm.
oof. It's always a scary position to make, going on the inside. We're next to the big hole, or the middle hole.
Dragon found his flippers, so he can now go into Swamp Palace and get that done. And a really nice kill from Acktheboker.
So the question is, where is this last sword that they're going to need in order to feel comfortable? Ice Rod's going to be in T-Rock, that's obvious at this point. But where is that sword?
Yeah, and no book to check pedestal here. Dragon's just going to clear Mothula since he has all the items and just get out.
So I guess for Ack, seeing as that didn't pay out, it looks like, okay, he's going to be heading to Vitreous next. He will have the means, well, we already know where one item is. If there's another item on the left side in Vitreous, in Mire, in the fire required sections, this could also be big. So
yeah, this could really help him. She finds like an ice rod over there. I believe ice rod and swords is all that we're looking for now.
Bomb and the Frozen Bird. That's a new one. Now, I wonder if Ack will actually finish this dungeon once he gets that hammer.
Yeah, there's a chance he might decide that one item is all there really was and just leave after that. Dragon using a green here just to make sure Mothula is a smooth fight, since all he has is a fighter sword, so it's kind of an annoying fight to deal with.
Definitely. Though he does have a hammer and plenty of health.
And apparently a second green.
Oh, he's really gonna use. All right, you know.
Mothula can be one of the hardest bosses, so getting it out safely is a good choice.
Well, especially when you keep hitting him with the fire rod into the spikes.
Yeah. So a bit of knowledge there is if you hit him into spikes, he is not going to take damage. So you got to get used to where he moves. You'll be able to, as you try him more, you'll learn which direction you have to hit him to make sure he takes damage. Which is usually in the bottom, you hit him up. Or towards the left. I think usually a left side hit if he's in that middle area is safe.
Alright, moment of truth. Will we be finding our second item in Mire? In this section? This would be big for Ag, because he is pretty far behind at this point. Alright, there's still hope. All you Ag fans out there. Oh, he's okay. Well,
he's doing this route first, I guess.
That's fine, that's fine.
Skipping out on that one chest. Not a big fan of it, honestly. Oh, okay.
Well,
no,
there's a
it's
full magic refill on the way up to the bottom section, so
Yeah.
that's not an issue.
It's odd that he's wrapping all the way around this way.
He does not want to check that big chest, which only has a small key, but he's going to get his hammer.
A little slash.
Where's he going to head to next? So if he's still planning on killing Vitreous, he's going to have to grab this small key.
Has he found all the items, though? Because he did skip the big key chest.
This is a big moment right here. Looks like he's going to skip the left side and bank on Green Pendant Vitreous holding the last item. This is huge. This is real huge. It's not going to be a hard fight because he has silvers, but he does have to do those rooms in the dark.
And I'm not sure I counted the keys correctly, because I believe there's only one key left.
Yeah, there should still be one more key. So there's one item and one key at this point.
Yeah. And he'll menu at some point soon for us to make sure of that. Time for a horrible dark room. Yeah, he's got all the dungeon items, so it's one item and one key remaining.
Yo, first try.
Nice.
Nice. Very good. And Dragon is checking all the overworld spots that Ack was just checking, so just evening things out a little bit more, though Ack is 2 whole crystal dungeons behind at this point.
Yeah,
well, 1.5.
Fortunately, with the choices he's made, it gave him the wrong items in the wrong order, so he's a little bit behind. Dragon's gonna get some blues. This might mean he's going to ice right now. Oh, he's gonna check the 2 chests he skipped up at Zora.
See, I feel like if you have Moon Pearl, you should still... I personally would still do the water walking stuff, especially if you have the boots.
Yeah, I agree.
Though, didn't he mirrored into Zora, didn't he? From Catfish?
Yeah, he mirrored in from Catfish, so he hasn't checked these 2. But he did the rest of it. He's gonna go straight to ice through the portal, which is pretty good writing.
Ice Palace. It's, could be Ice Rod in Ice Palace, could be Ice Rod in Swamp. We could see Vitreous holding the last item that these players need. We could see a sword here. Oh no!
Oh no. Silver's cleaning him up quickly, but all he gets is the key. Let's hope Sahashala can help him out.
Oh, it's in that last chest in the vanilla big key location. Will he go back in?
Don't want to skip chests. It's really...
We've had that particular spot, ruin runs for people before.
He's not going back in.
He's not. He's out of there. Well, Sahashala could have something.
I'm going to hope for his sake that we just miscounted and he did get the items.
Well, I don't think there was a second key in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
There could have been.
I'm pretty sure he unlocked a key door you normally don't, so I believe that is the last item is still in there. Because the key door to the left of the big key, big chest is the one that he opened.
All right, what's the next step for Dragon? Ack gonna be going, checking his that green pendant, and then heading into Pod, which is a good play. He needs to complete it anyway.
Yep. Dragon was hoping for some vanilla ice rod so he could go straight into T-Rock, but it's not there.
Oh wow, a sword.
Hey, look at that.
From Sahasrarla.
That's pretty
That's pretty big. That's pretty big. It's not a game decider yet.
So now he has to wildly hope for swords being on tablets so that he can have the advantage.
I mean, what we could easily see, it really depends on how the rest of the race goes, but we could see Dragon getting into G Tower first, but could see like an early big key and then having to complete all the basement looking for another sword.
Yeah.
So
that sword could be a huge factor if he can't find it. Yeah, with 3 items in ice, I'm sure he'll probably get something of value in here. I've not seen ice give you absolutely nothing in a long time now. It's usually you either get a mail upgrade, a shield upgrade, a sword upgrade, or an item you're looking for. I've not seen all junk in here.
nice. I love seeing that small key in the first chest in Ice Palace. It makes just for a little bit easier of a routing option in this dungeon.
Yeah, it's so much nicer. I've been toying with the idea that if you don't get it, you just kill Cold Stare right away and you go back in, because usually Cold Stare has a key. It's not a good method. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's something.
Definitely depends on what else you have. If you have a hook shot, you can kind of bomb jump your way around to some better options, but yeah, we've seen players gamble on this dungeon without a hook shot, or even crazy enough without a hammer. But yeah, it's just like G Tower. There are a ton of ways to route this dungeon.
Yeah, and even if some aren't that efficient, you can still do it faster because you're more comfortable with the route.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we even had a race yesterday in the tourney that was decided a lot, mostly based on the Ice Palace routing, since both players kind of went in at the same time, and one just had a better routing option, finding their go mode item a little bit quicker. So now, for those wondering, Ack still needs to go check the sewers in Hyrule Castle, where our Quake medallion is, because he needs that for T-Rock. But yeah, it's got to be a scary thought thinking Ice Rod could be in T-Rock. Ice Rod could be in T-Rock. Where is that Ice Rod?
Yeah. So with Ack finally getting his lamp, he doesn't have to worry about dark rooms anymore. Which would have been nice for Mire, but he had no problem with that one at all.
Yeah, he made that look pretty easy, so. Now the question is,
the skill level on that tournament.
Is that Ice Rod going to be in that one chest still in Mire? At this point, I don't think so. We have so much other locations still to check. We have the rest of Ice Palace. We have all of Swamp Palace. We still have T-Rock as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of choices for this Ice Rod to be. Dragon hasn't finished Desert, so he will go back. There's a chance he might go into Mire, try to find an item. I don't think I would. Going back into Mire for one item.
Did Dragon actually check the shovel spot? I don't think he did.
I don't think so. It is definitely not Vanilla Ice Rod. As Dragon already checked that recently.
Yeah, well, I think Ack checked it at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, he checked it at the beginning. Dragon kind of hoped for it at the end here.
That's a scary gamble to take, waiting until an hour in to check Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, I've made that choice a few times because it's like Ice Rod almost never has anything. It's kind of out of the way. I want to go there when I have the flute or the boots, just to save myself some time. But it's like Agnes Cave. If you leave it for too long, you're gambling really hard on nothing being there because you could lose by something easy.
All right, just to be in a bottle. So I think that's 2 items here. It looks like Dragon's gonna go for the Cold Stare kill and hope for the best, or he might have all 3.
I think based on his key count, unless he'll menu first real quick for us to know for sure. But yeah, Cold Stare is the map, so that'll be it for Ice Palace.
Did he check the double jelly room?
Ooh, actually, that's a good point. I don't think I saw him do that.
So he might be gambling on Cold Stare having the last item then.
Quickly use a blue, I guess. Yep. Unfortunately, he waited a little too long, so he can't get a good triple.
Yeah, if you can still get that spin attack at the beginning and knock him in the corner, you can use your fire rod to get some double hits on these guys. Makes it a
He
little bit
doesn't want to
easier.
use fighter sword spins, I guess.
Fighter sword spins work just as well for the beginning, but I'm
Yeah.
liking this strategy.
That was really good hammering.
That was really good, especially with the sword extended, which gives the hammer a little bit bigger of a hitbox.
Yeah, and Cold Stare kept moving directly into him, so it made it a lot easier.
But yeah, Cold Stare dropping the map, so there might still be one more item in this dungeon.
Assuming
go
he
ahead
did
and-
not skip it. We're not fully sure. Or we assuming he did skip it, sorry.
I'm pretty
two
sure he
blues.
did.
Yeah, I didn't see that room either. I've forgotten about that room once, doing a quick clear, trying to get through the game pretty quickly. Not a good time.
It's always a risk. Skipping
Yeah.
one dungeon item. Looks like he's going to be heading back, probably to finish Desert Palace.
Yeah, based on his choice to go into the Dark World, I think he's getting ready to do Mire as a backup. But he knows there's nothing in Desert anymore, is there?
Just a crystal. But yeah, he doesn't have a book, so this is the only way he can get up here.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. So yeah, he has to do this.
Boop. Ack making his way through the turtle room. Hitting up Helma. What's going to happen next?
So one thing I'd like, actually, would you prefer Dragon doing the big bomb before or after Swamp? Because after Swamp, it's easy to route it in, but at the same time, it could mean you could go mode Swamp.
Well, the problem for him is he's still 2 items away from go mode,
Yeah.
technically. So the odds of Double-Chested Fairy having both his go mode items is pretty slim.
Yeah,
So-
I like to consider swords not required for go mode just because I usually find one on the way through Gans Tower or some of the caves there.
Yeah, I guess. It depends on your comfortableness with
Yeah.
finishing with potentially just Master Sword.
The big thing with the new logic, well, I guess not so new anymore, but with the logic is that G Tower could have any number of junk items placed before anything else, so it could have nothing, but it could have a lot of items.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
So you
Dragon
don't know
getting
if there's
the-
going to be swords to rely on.
Using his silver arrows, getting the quick kill on Landwall, saving him a little bit of time. All right, Dragon, what's your next play? Are you going to pop back into Mire and see what else is going on in there now that you have fire sources, or are you going to head on over straight to Swamp Palace?
If he does, swords won't be a problem for him anymore when he gets the one out of Sahashala.
He's thinking.
Oh.
He's going. He's still thinking.
Still thinking. Save and quit.
Save and quit.
No sword.
It's a tough choice to make. Because
Yeah.
everybody wants to go mode Swamp Palace, because that's such a pain of a dungeon to do. But you got to be thinking, what's my opponent doing? Did he do all of Mire? Is he in Swamp Palace right now? How far behind am I? How far ahead am I?
Yeah, Swamp has a lot of items, so it's a really quick go mode, but at the same time, you could lose out on a lot of that good items. Especially because left side is such a pain, just for 2 chests, that might not have anything.
And right now, Dragon is ahead with, more crystals, and Quake Medallion. But Ack sporting a stronger sword is gonna, come into play later on. It's also making these rooms a little bit easier to clear.
Yeah, he's down 2 crystals still, however, he's going to be doing ice very soon. He's going to be down by 1 crystal, and the one he's missing, I believe, is just Skullwoods, which is a really quick clear.
Well, something to worry about though is that Quake in the sewers that's an easy item location to never think about ever again.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in the mindset that, oh yeah, that was supposed to be a small key, or oh yeah, that's a dungeon map.
Yeah, the good thing about if you're thinking about it being a small key is you might immediately remember that it's not when you run it all through your mind again. You might just be like, oh, I have to check that because I don't believe myself. And it doesn't take too much time to get in the dungeon and give it a check. Oh, that's not a good bomb jump. Oh, it is. The pixels don't look right on my restream then. He went down what looked like 1 pixel too far on my screen.
Now, I actually don't remember. Did Ack do the back part of escape?
I thought he did.
I know Dragon did. I don't know if he did. He might have. So let's see if Ack actually checks all the items in this dungeon. That always looks so silly.
Yeah, once I first learned of that, I was just like, oh my, the ice is going to be so much easier to navigate now.
Setting that up for a hook shot later. Or maybe just wanting to check that first.
Yeah, it's a good way to get a key if you need one, but since he already had it, I guess it was just either for the hook shot or just hope the item is there. So he's still looking for both Quake and Ice Rod.
So right now, both of our players each looking for 2 more items. Hour and 15 minutes into the seed.
Yeah, Ack looking for the Quake, which is in the middle escape area, and Dragon looking for a sword, which one is with Sahasrahla, the other 2 we have not found.
Yeah, and having to fight Pendant Vitreous. Ugh.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Dragon, it means likely having to fight a fighter sword Argus.
It's not too bad with silvers, but...
Yeah, but we could see a lot of menuing for hammer strats, or we could see the spin strats, which are a little smoother.
I've never seen that use of bombs there.
For the switch?
Yeah, I feel like a boomerang would have been a little bit quicker.
I use the bombs there, because what I like to do is, as you're... Well, I guess on the return path where it matters, but what you can do is you can drop the bomb before you push the lever, and it'll trigger it before you're out of the room, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, nice.
He's not going to do that, though. So if you'd already dropped a bomb, you could just walk right out, and it would trigger itself before you're out of the room.
Oh,
Instead, he has to
okay.
wait.
Wow. So that one chest that dragonc0 skipped in Cold Stare or in Ice Palace only had a red rupee. So these gambles paying off for Dragon. Saving a little bit of time there, but that is always a scary risk to make because the likelihood of you going back into Ice Palace to check one more chest is it's pretty slim. Alrighty, what else are we gonna find in Swamp Palace, Futon? What do you think we're gonna? You think we're gonna find another sword in here?
Yeah, I'm feeling a sword. I don't think Ice Rod's anywhere helpful. I think it's gonna be in T-Rock.
I'm feeling a bug net. Could use a bug net right now.
Thinking validation bug net.
Only 50 rupees on the left side. What is it gonna be? And a compass. Ugh, hate seeing that.
Yeah, it's skipping this side would have been a real saving time there. Which is why some people like to go straight to Argus first.
Yeah, especially because it looks... This could be a potential Argus having the big key scenario.
Yeah. Or if Argus has Ice Rod, you could just leave, come back only if you have no sword still.
Oh man, Ack also having a little bit of a struggle with the Cold Stare fight.
Unfortunately, he has no way to heal himself. Hopefully he has no trouble with this.
That's funny, both players opting to use both of their green potions for this fight.
Yeah.
Better safe than dead.
Yeah, they both lived it, so it's a good strategy.
It's still crazy to think with having 15 hearts and still beating a boss with only 2.5 left.
Yeah, 15 hearts and blue mail, but if you're using bad weaponry, it's going to be a long fight. That's going to hurt. Dragon just got a lot more red, so I don't think he's going to be worrying about taking damage anymore.
Ooh, a missed flute from Ack.
Oh,
Oh, there it is! There's the Ice Rod. Wow.
So where's the sword? See, if he
Okay.
went up first instead of going left, he could have found that ice route and just said,
Mhm.
I'll find a sword somewhere else. And he could have just left the swamp and saved himself 2 minutes.
I think that's got to be the new route, or that's got to be the standard for when you're this close to go mode and you're like, I just need one more item. I'll go
Yeah.
straight to Argus, and if I can find it along the way, then it works. Now, if this was like a pendant swamp, it'd be a different scenario.
Yeah.
But
We're going to see some menus from Dragon for the kill.
oh, and Ack going for the double-chested fairy first instead. Now, Ack
Yeah.
could save a little bit of time, depending on how he routes Swamp Palace, but since he doesn't have Quake yet, you know, what would be amazing to see, which we probably won't, but would be amazing, is if after he checks double-chested fairy, he mirrors and goes right into Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, that would be excellent memory for him to remember that there's still something in Escape there that he needs to get.
Ack, if you're listening to me right now, do that thing, all right?
But then
Just go
close
right
the
ahead and do
stream.
it. Yeah, don't actually be listening to me, but telepathically, hypothetically, pathologically.
Dragon's finally got that last puff. It's just a really slow strat, having no good sword to kill him. But the silver arrow, saving a lot of time, not missing a single shot.
Nothing going for you.
Everything's
Mire,
going
Mire.
Dragon's way. Oh,
Oh,
he's
doing
listening! He's listening!
Oh my god! All right. We're still in this. That sword is gonna play a huge part in this race. Oh my gosh, no way. I'm gonna have to ask him during the interview, win or lose. Was this his plan all along? Because that is ridiculous to remember this from that long ago.
Yeah, this is a really good play. He must have had this psychic path to you, and he's just like, wait a
He
minute.
must have. So in here, we're going to find Quake Medallion, which is what he needs to get into T-Rock. So now, the only way Ack has a chance of winning this is if Dragon does not find a sword
Yeah,
in
Dragon.
T-Rock.
That, or Ack finds a sword as well, and just has that sword advantage throughout the remainder of the race and catches up. Because there's a lot of stuff left to do, and if you're using a Master Sword versus a Tempered Sword, it catches up quick.
Yeah, and Ack needs to go straight for Argus in this Swamp Palace. If he goes to the left side, then his chances are going to be even slimmer. But yeah, now it just comes down to a sword location, and if Dragon finds a sword like early in T-Rock or early in G-Tower, then he'll be in go mode. So right now, Dragon isn't in go mode, technically. Fake go mode.
I feel Ack will do the right side, or the straight to Argus strat. It's something that's somewhat common to do from these higher up runners. I'm not too sure if it's actually as popular as I remember it being, but I get the feeling he's going to go straight for Argus and hope that he gets his ice red on the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, especially when he's just one item away from go mode. It's the smarter play. And then if you find nothing, then you have to make that choice of, do I do left side or do I bail? But by that time, he might, hypothetically, one would be able to go back in, check the big chest,
Yeah.
and then make that decision.
And there hasn't been many items left behind anywhere, so there's the left chest in Mire, but most of the chests in the Overworld and everything has been done.
Mm-hmm.
So the swords are probably in G-Tower or T-Rock, so I'm sure Dragon will find his remaining sword on the way. It's just the matter of will Ack get it.
Well, no. Let's talk about it. Okay, second sword is going to be left side of Mire, the vanilla big key location.
Yeah, there's still
The other
tablets
swords-
and the pedestal.
The other sword is going to be in the Thieves Town big chest.
The Thieves Town big chest. Yeah, that's true. We haven't seen that one yet.
I actually don't know if they actually found all the items.
I don't either.
Thieves Town. So.
I like the idea though. It also
think-
could be pedestals, tablets, Spike Cave.
Spike Cave is an option, true.
So a lot of places that it could be that will ruin Dragon. And it's even possible that Dragon doesn't find one at all and does that, what I mentioned before we started, which is, I don't have a sword to kill Ganon with, what do I do?
So, in this race, what really differentiated these two opponents from each other was Ack deciding to clear all of Tower of Hera pendant was one thing. Early game, he missed the bottle vendor because he didn't have enough rupees in his first trip to Kakariko, and the bottle vendor ended up having the first glove. So it took him a little bit while to do that. And then the second thing was definitely Dragon went to Hype Cave earlier where he found the boots, so he got to route a lot of Overworld with boots.
Yeah, and it also found the sword really quickly.
Yeah, Ack didn't get his first sword until 52 minutes in. So.
Yeah, I believe Dragon's was around the 30 or the 25.
Well, the other thing to consider is the early Fire Rod didn't really give Ack any advantage. He didn't use it until Mire. Mire was the first time he used the Fire Rod.
That
didn't give him an advantage either. So
exactly, it would have been a huge help to have that as Dragon because he went into places like Skullwoods early. But unfortunately, without actually having picked up the Fire Rod, he had to go back. Well, I guess he didn't go to Skullwoods early. Ack went into Skullwoods early, but that was before. Was it before? Pretty sure it was before he went to Zora.
So is Ack? He set. What did he do there? He set
up
the
left side, but he didn't go.
And then I like this. I've seen this before. Because then if you don't find anything in the second half, it's everything's already set up for you. You just have to go back and check it.
Yeah, and if
this
you get
isn't
something
uncommon.
here, you can skip a key.
This is definitely not uncommon. So
the danger though is if he, in a situation like this, if he found the ice rod but still needed a sword. There's that wonderful pink I was talking about earlier, getting that red mail.
I guess the problem would have been is if he had found him, because we still haven't seen. I believe Argus has the big keys, so.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, and with that, Acktheboker, first player, 126, 2-hit go mode, true go mode, pure go mode.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing stopping him anymore from beating the game. He could just go mode every dungeon, go straight to the Ganon's Tower after getting his crystals and finish the game.
This is a crazy, crazy gamble for dragonc0. If he gets through all of T-Rock and all of G-Tower and doesn't find a sword, that's... Where do you go next? Where do you go from there?
Yeah, I would probably think of Spike Cave first because it's an overworld location that I would remember very quickly. Especially because he went there once and realized he couldn't do it. So that'd probably be where I'd guess he goes first, but he might do the bomb fairy as well, since he hasn't done that, and it's right there.
And for anyone just joining us, Acktheboker found his second sword from killing Green Pendant Vitreous and turning in the Green Pendant to Sahasrara.
Both players hit Argus with their first silver arrow. It's a pretty good aim.
Alright, Dragon looking for a small key and anything else that's going to help him in this adventure.
There's the small key. Is he gonna... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you really want that sword. But it's a shield instead.
Which would have been nice for this particular section if he had that beforehand.
Might have been 5-6 hearts higher right now.
Alright, Ack, moving on over to T-Rock. Or no, not yet. He still has to go and finish Skull Woods, so this... Dragon has quite a bit of lead. It's just it all comes down to that sword location.
Dragon is going into Trinex with just a fighter sword and no extra magic, so he's gonna have to use hammer strats and not miss.
I believe
he might still have a blue.
He did buy a blue after Ice Palace, I believe. So.
Okay.
Oh wow, going for backdoor hammer strats. That's a little bit tricky to do, but he's making it look easy.
He might have, yeah, he took damage here, which might, yeah, he's gonna need an extra shot there. Still an easy kill on the Firehead. Ice Head will be next up.
As long as he can stop him before he lays down that ice on the ground, he should be fine.
Yeah, and Acktheboker is going to clean up his Skullwoods that he knows there's no items left in, but he's just got to get that crystal so he can go up to T-Rock and feel comfortable.
Ooh, he's gonna have to use his potion.
Now he does.
Oh no, he might have. Oh, he missed. He missed.
He had enough, but he missed it, so he has to use his potion.
Unfortunate.
Hopefully that doesn't come into play in G-Tower.
Oh man.
It's
This
having
is
some
just how-
difficulty.
Yeah, that's how this fight can go. That hammer is kind of a nuisance sometimes.
Yeah, it's why I like to use anything but the hammer when I can, but
I don't mind hammer strats, but when I do them, I always go from the front, not from the sides, because the sides you always run the risk of getting bopped into the spikes.
yeah.
Which is what we saw from Dragon.
Good hammer Trinex there at the end, though.
Alright, guys. Trinex is down. Is he gonna drop a sword for Dragon? Just a map. Alrighty. This is it.
Tower
I guess
for a
at this
sword.
point, we gotta go ahead and throw in your guesses, guys. Where do you think that sword is gonna be? Because we're more interested in a sword than a big key now in G Tower. So throw out your guesses. Throw out your guesses. Where's that sword gonna be in G Tower?
I'm gonna guess that sword is not going to be in G Tower.
That's a pretty big guess. I mean, here's the other thing. We could find nothing in the basement of G Tower. The sword could be like in the very last chest.
Yeah, and
We've seen
he's
crazier
still gonna
things.
clear it because there's no harm in doing the whole dungeon without it.
Worst case scenario for Dragon is that it's a really early big key in G Tower. But Ack is still very far behind. He's got to do all of T-Rock. So Dragon has a ton of time. Even if he doesn't find a sword in G Tower, he still has time to go out and try and find one.
Yeah, if big key's on the first item and the sword is in the validation chest, that would be the best thing for Acktheboker to possibly see.
I want to see a book in G Tower and then Ether Tablet having a sword.
But how would he get that sword, Willie?
You're right. He'll read the tablet and he'll be like, this is a sword. That is a good point, though. Will we see a G Tower big chest? A rare sight to see.
Not getting that key, really. There's a key sitting right on that torch.
It's an interesting choice.
I would go for that key every single time, no matter what. He's in a position where he needs to check every single location for a sword,
I can make zero sense of that.
And there's an early big key.
Oh, man.
That is chest 4. I guess chest 3, but torch counts as 3, so...
Well, here's the thing. He could just go straight up the gauntlet and hope he finds a key or a sword up there.
That is such a risk, though.
Kill Acktheboker and then just, go back to G Tower later. Oh my gosh, this is so stressful.
Well, it's not major glitches. It takes a while to get up here.
I know. 50 rupees from the double firebar room. No sword yet. As a player, this is not a situation you ever want to be in. All right, Ack just about to head into T-Rock. Now, I'm assuming it was a forced laser bridge. Unless there was one in the big chest, which Dragon... I don't know if Dragon checked that one or not.
I believe he checked it because he still needed a sword, but I don't know if there was a key in it. I assume there is a key in there.
Okay.
So Acktheboker might be able to save time going straight in and not having to do laser bridge.
Did you say Acktheboker?
Boker.
Oh, okay.
But he might check it anyways, just because having a tempered sword is a huge upgrade.
All right. Randomizer room. What are you holding for us? 50 rupees. 10 arrows.
Oh no, Will, what have you done? What have you done?
Bombos! The book, it doesn't matter. The book is useless at this point. There's no use for it. Could you imagine a tile room sword? Since tile room is always last. Well, he'll probably check tile room on the way to doing the right side if he doesn't find anything along the way here. Big chest. G-Tower, big chest. Go there first. Do that first. Don't make us wait.
Good choice.
Yeah!
But no.
Oh, you must be ahead of me then.
No, I wasn't. I predicted it.
Oh, okay.
There's no sword in here, Will. I'm psychic. Come on.
There's no sword. Oh, okay.
You're going with no sword.
Is Bob's chest the answer? It is not. But it's a small key.
Does commentator's curse apply before the race starts?
Depends.
I did mention no swords until after Ganon. That's the thing I said.
That actually happens. Everybody blame Futon. Well, we'll just curse your secondary tournament matches that you have left.
No, I want
We'll
to
curse
to the next round.
curse you. We'll curse you with some bad ice palaces.
Oh god, I've already seen enough.
Oh my gosh, nothing yet. All right, on to the right side. We still have 5 more chests left to check in this part of the G Tower.
Yeah,
It's a
and then he's
tile
got
room.
upstairs.
We got tile room and we got compass room, so we're gonna probably see a tile room immediately. But he's got to be freaking out right now as a player.
I sure would be.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, tile room is always last. That is the golden rule of randomizer, and if you don't follow that rule,
You're a cheater.
yeah, exactly.
Or you're super behind and you really need to gamble.
Or you're a gambler. Futon, we don't make those kind of accusations. Get out of here. All right, 4 more chests to check here coming up. And if he doesn't find it, he should probably grab that small key anyway.
Since there's one still on the torch. Oh no.
Mushroom, compass, rupee. Oh gosh.
I feel like a bad person.
Oh no.
He's leaving.
He's leaving. Check ether. He's checking ether. Why is he checking ether?
He doesn't have his...
help
Oh my god.
It doesn't help him at all. We're gonna see ether.
Just finish the dungeon. You can still do it. There's no reason to do this.
Oh,
half magic.
Wow. Oh my gosh. This is insane. Go to tile room.
Just finish the dungeon and worry about it later, please. Here's the tile room.
Here's the problem, though, is he, depending on how the rest of this goes, he might be a small key short. No.
He didn't pick up the other one either, so he has to get the one from the torch room.
At least
it is
that
required.
Because one of those small keys is going to go to that door he just walked by. So there's still at least 3 more keys left in G Tower. Then there's got to be, I think.
I believe one's on the torch, one's in that area he didn't go to after right side.
Yeah, the one under the pot on the way to Ice Armos.
So one's in Helma, the little mini Helmasaur. So is there another key remaining, or is that all 3 of them?
That should be all 3.
So then it's required that he gets that torch key, and if he forgets, he's in a world of trouble.
We could see a double G Tower. Acktheboker in tile room. He is catching up fast, and especially with that big key being so early.
Laser.
Oh, there's a small key. All right. So he's good to go.
Yeah, he's going to be okay.
G Tower.
Acktheboker gets his required small key. He's not going to get the mirror shield from the last chest there, but it is not required in the slightest. It doesn't really help him anymore.
So as far as we know, we never saw the shovel spot, so that could have been a sword. Bombos tablet could have been a sword. Mushroom could be a sword. That one chest in Mire could be a sword. There might be another item in Thieves Town, potentially. We have a lot of options. There doesn't have to be a sword in G Tower. It's very common, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, and it's looking like, what is there? How many chests are even remaining? We've got the 2 in the mini Helmas, validation, and afterwards, so is that 4?
Yeah, 4 chests remaining. Will one of them be the key to victory? And then, at the same time, it still comes down to which one of these players has the better Master Sword Ganon. And will Ack find that sword as well and have Tempered going into that fight?
Yeah.
If it's in the very last chest, I could easily see it. There's no way Ack would skip that chest.
It's going to be exactly what we said going into G Tower. Is Ack's best scenario is an early big key and an extremely late sword, which is what we're seeing right now.
Oh, Ack's got to be careful. He does have that potion, but yeah, Hammer Trinex, not a fun fight.
No.
Unless you play a lot of swordless Zelda. Have the experience to back yourself up.
Another issue of having a terrible sword is the gauntlet becomes way harder.
Yeah. You might get lucky and like slash him into the spikes to make it a little bit easier. But he also ended up using his blue potion, so he's got to try and save some of his magic.
Yep.
For the Wizrobe room. All right. Act taking down Trinex. He'll be heading to G Tower soon, and depending on how he routes it, he could be getting that big key really early and catching up real quick.
Yeah, Dragon still has about a 2-minute lead on him from just in general where he is, but without that sword, that lead could disappear immediately.
I gotta say, since we saw the quick kill on the first landmill, I gotta say turning nerves are coming into play right now for Dragon.
Yeah, that was either a 2 or a 3 cycle.
Oh my gosh, moment of truth.
Yeah, Dragon was playing really well at the start, but no sword this late in, he's starting to...
He's stressing.
Yeah. What would he have done if he found that sword on Ether and was just like, great, now what?
I mean, we'd still be missing a fourth sword at that point,
Exactly.
right? So
you're just sitting there more worried about where that sword is. That's all it really does to you. I mean, for him, he knows there's 2 remaining because he doesn't know about the Sahasrahla sword, but...
Well, he'll find out eventually when we tell him at the end of this, depending on how the rest of this goes.
Just by the way.
Oh, by the way. Ooh, close. Is there a small key over here or no?
There is, and he's going right side.
Okay. Well, this
So
gives Dragon a little bit of time. Yeah.
Exactly. Dragon's getting a bit of wiggle room to find a sword here if it's not in this room or the following 2.
Moment of truth. Is it in this room? Will we find our sword?
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
2 chests remaining.
2 chests remaining. Here we go. Last 2.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh.
Oh my, I was worried.
God, that is the second to last chest of the game.
That's a huge sigh of relief.
Will Ack grab that chest as well?
Yeah. He's a bit behind, so he really needs to make up that time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was insane.
I'm a little bummed out, to be honest.
Hey, we might find another sword in the last chest too.
That's true. Both swords right here.
It's not over yet.
Hey, I was right!
Yay! The bug man.
Look at that!
Everybody wins. Alright, Ack gonna be heading over here, picking up his big key shortly. Gonna be mirroring out and heading up to the gauntlet. He's gonna have a little bit easier time going up the gauntlet with that Master Sword in hand, and depending on if he checks a few more chests, which he might get a Tempered Sword out of this. But he is very far behind at this point. Yeah. And honestly, Master Sword... Well, here's the thing. They do have Cape, but without a spare potion, you can't really utilize that Cape for much without half magic.
Yeah.
Dragon should mirror out and go get the half magic from the...
Exactly. Before doing this, it's just worth it. Just
makes so much more sense.
Use the mirror clip back up too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. we don't talk about it.
So yeah, Dragon only going to have a Master Sword, no magic. It's going to be a little scary for him. Hopefully he has no trouble with the fight. If Ack picks up his Tempered Sword, he will have a huge advantage going into this. I guess the magic isn't too much of a concern unless you're using Cape strats because you have silvers.
Well, here's the thing you got to think about. He just full cleared G Tower. He's got to feel behind at this point. So he's going to be rushing. He might make some mistakes. It's highly possible. And it's still, it's a lot of hits to get him to phase 4.
Yeah.
Or to get him to phase 3. So
Ack using a damage boost to just get through these real quick.
Now, Dragon might have bought a second blue potion before he went up to T-Rock, or it was after Ice Palace before going to T-Rock. He did buy at least one, and he used it on Trinix, so we shall see.
Yeah, he did have an empty potion on his first slot when he used the second one that we saw.
Oh, that's true.
So
and
he
the
might
only
be
other
down.
potion he had was a bee in a bottle that he got in Ice
Yeah,
Palace. So.
I don't know if he released it or not.
So he's going to have to be extremely careful.
Oh, he's getting
But he's
low.
wanting to rush because he definitely feels behind. He's
gonna
looking for
get-
that dot done. Oh,
Oh no, he's
Oh,
going through his
no!
bottles. All he's got is a cape to save him now, and I really hope he uses it.
This is terrifying.
You don't need that much magic for the final phase with silver, so you really should put your cape to use in this point.
Yeah, and the problem was he was so worried about dying that he didn't even get to take advantage of that spot that Ganon went to, which you can line up perfectly.
Oh, he
not take
walked into
damage.
it and didn't cape in time, so this first
man.
bat spawned on him. He's still ahead. It's just without that magic or anything, he might go straight there and buy one.
He's gonna go get some potions. All right,
Smart
guys.
to go here first for the mirrors that he can get back quickly, though.
Mm-hmm. It's not over. It's not over. It really depends on if Ack picks up that tempered sword or not. I highly doubt he won't.
It's a really easy one to check.
On the way there, you might only check a few chests, so you might not check them all, but who knows?
Dragon will still have a lead heading into the fight,
Definitely.
but it's got to be a good fight or he might risk dying again. Hopefully he uses the cape next time.
Hopefully he also picks up a safety fairy before heading in as well.
Yeah, there is one right in the tree that you can block. He is not going to it. So you can take 4 hits from the fire bats, or I believe 2 hits from Ganon. I'm not sure how hard Ganon hits.
Oh man, can we go back to Ganon? Can we go back to the Ganon audio? Alright.
Losing already some hearts just on the trident hitting him.
Oh man, this is big. Ack is checking all the chests along the gauntlet.
So Ack will have a sword advantage going into this fight, and if Dragon struggles any more than he has, he will probably fall behind.
Oh, nice. If he gets... Oh, nice. Oh, man. He was right there. He could have used that setup. Oh, and Ack grabbing that tempered sword, finishing off Moldorn too. He's still very far behind, but at this point, in order for him to get out of this life, he's going to have to hope that Dragon takes another death.
Yeah, and he's taking a lot of damage. And the patterns he's getting are really bad for Master Sword, since he did not use the wall properly in the first time.
Yeah, you really got to take advantage of those scenarios.
Yeah, he's out of magic.
And out of health. He's going to have to pop that blue. And he only bought 1. Oh man, this is getting down to the wire.
You can't dash him, you gotta spin.
Nope.
There we go.
Spins are the only option.
He's getting a little bullied here.
Oh man, this is so bad. Let's see how Axe Agatu is.
If he can push him into phase 3, he is set. It's a
Yeah, that
really
is
easy
true.
fight from there on.
Oh, and the triple from Act to finish him off.
And that's phase 3. Dragon has what should
Dragon's
be an
got it.
easy finish.
This is going to be a crazy dramatic finish. I can't believe it led up to this. Alrighty, that's going to be 1.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
that was scary.
Don't you do that.
Could have fallen right there. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh my gosh.
And Acktheboker with a huge lead now with the Tempered Sword.
I can't believe that just happened.
That's what happens when you don't have a sword and you stress out way too much on that fight.
What?
And Acktheboker is going to be bailed out by an early Mire to get himself a quick sword.
He was right there. He was so close. He just had to hit him 3 more times.
And he missed an arrow shot, and it's just spiraled out of control real quick there.
All right, almost done.
Just one hit
more
remaining.
silver. Oh, be careful. Jeez.
And that'll do it for Ack. Unless he walks right off the edge here, it's an over.
Nah, he looks like he's far enough away.
Game over.
Oh my gosh, what a finish. What a whirlwind of emotions. What a crazy seed. Coming down to swords, you rarely see that. But yeah, that was all dragon, and that fall, he's gonna remember that one. That's gotta hurt. Acktheboker finishing first place with a time of 1:50.06, sniping the victory right there at the end.
It just goes to show you that while swords are not only just a speed in killing the boss, but it's major comfort level and affects how you play mentally.
Well, the thing is, I mean, had Dragon had a sword earlier, he could have go-moded a lot of dungeons, because after he found that ice, well, not a lot, but after finding that ice rod, he could have bailed out on a bunch of stuff. But that's just, man, that's just how it goes sometimes. But wow, what'd you guys think? Did you guys like that one? What did it? Oh, that's crazy. So we're still missing one more sword. I'm very curious to find out where that one is. Yeah, with that victory, Acktheboker going to be moving on to round 4, sitting comfortably at 3-0, already setting himself up for that tiebreaker race if, depending on the rest of his performance. But he is actually at least guaranteed a spot in the tiebreaker race. That's crazy. Futon, what'd you think of that? Was that crazy?
That was such a wild race the whole time. It looked like Dragon had the race from a mile away, and
it's just so crazy how much of a lead Dragon had, and it all came spiraling down just because of a sword location. Now, we've seen it before where players go into G-Tower with only a fighter sword. We saw that the other day with Tear's race against Problems, and fortunately getting bailed out by a sword in like the second chest in G-Tower. So it does happen. So this game could have gone completely different depending on how that sword location played out in G-Tower. But we're going to go ahead and bring Acktheboker in. Congratulate him on his victory. Welcome, Ack. Congratulations on your victory. How you feeling?
Not really too good about that one, but I guess it worked out. Felt like I kept finding things in the last place I looked.
You want to know what it came down to?
Yeah. What happened?
It came down to a sword in G-Tower and a fall at Ganon.
Oh, that's terrible. That sucks.
So Dragon went into G-Tower with only a fighter sword, full clearing all of G-Tower and finding the last sword in that second to last chest in the gauntlet. And then right as you were entering Ganon, he was on phase 4 and he got knocked down. So
wow.
Yeah. Real
ouch.
Crazy,
oh, that's
crazy
terrible.
ending. Yeah. But it was, we kind of saw how the nerves were definitely getting to him as he was going through G-Tower, not finding swords. And
so he didn't,
I don't blame him. It's those turning nerves, man.
He didn't find any swords in the whole entirety of GT, and then he found the Master Sword and what was that?
Pre-mold
after the Helmasaur room.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Wow.
He got the hammer and Mire bailed.
Yeah, he didn't have any light source at the time because he did a really late Zora, so he didn't have a fire rod. And
we never saw the 4th sword, so. But, we're gonna go ahead and bring Dragon in, and here we go. Hey, Dragon.
Hey.
What an ending.
Yep.
Man, I can't imagine what's going on in your mind right now.
I'm just glad it's over. That Ganon was amazing.
Oh,
Terribly
really? Wow.
Amazing.
We one sec. We just got confirmation that the other sword was at the shovel spot. At least that's what chat is yelling at me about.
So there was a sword at Smosh
how would
and
they
a
know
sword at
that?
Shovel. from the credits.
From the
Oh,
credits.
okay.
How long did I have that shovel?
It was
that's
in
been
Palace of
my
Darkness.
Yeah, that's been really early.
But that was an easy one to forget, definitely. Yeah, so let me lay it out. Here's what happened. We'll start at the end and work our way backwards. But Dragon with a huge lead. First one into Swamp Palace, getting the Ice Rod.
Was I first in Swamp Palace? What?
Yep. And then you were in, I think you were starting G Tower as Ack was starting T Rock, something along those lines. But full clearing all of G Tower allowed
Yeah,
Ack to
that
catch
costs a
up.
lot of time.
And then with Big Key being so
Early.
in G Tower, Ack already having the Master Sword was able to go straight upstairs after getting it. And then that sword in the second to last chest, Ack did pick it up. And,
Wow.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. That fall at Ganon, I can't even imagine.
I was
that
so
happening.
nervous. I was thinking I was behind because I missed that sword, and I thought my opponent would have that, and apparently he had, but he was still far behind. I was so nervous on that.
Yeah, we were we were seeing the nerves come through with your, because we were like, oh, his Landmolo 1 was so nice, and then Landmolo 2 was just kind of so we were like, oh gosh, he's got to be nervous, but I don't blame you. You know, you're in G Tower, you're almost done. There's no .duns going on. You're like, where is he? What's happening? But
yeah. I forgot Swamp was a crystal for quite some time, so I went to Ice first. I was so nervous, like, where do I go? Where do I go? And I was like, I miss a crystal, and it's like, oh, Swamp.
Yeah.
That.
Well, I mean, you guys both did Ice before Swamp. You guys kind of followed in each other's footsteps, so that didn't really make a difference. Anyway, one of there was I gotta ask Ack, because here's what happened to Ack. He skipped Bottle Vendor at the beginning of the game because he didn't have rupees.
What was it? Bottle Vendor?
It was the glove, the first glove.
Oh, okay.
So he got that very late, which didn't really hurt him that much since you guys both went and did all of Eastern at the same time. So, but it did inevitably Ack got his first sword at 52 minutes as well. That was another big thing that cost him a lot of time. And then
yeah, I imagine you just kind of skipped through I went and did all the dungeons and stuff without a sword.
I think I got a sword pretty early.
Well, when you first went to the Dark World, you routed straight down to Hype Cave where you got boots, save and quit, and then got sword from Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
Well, Ack went up and did Skull Woods, got the flippers, and then from there went down and did Village of Outcasts or something like that. But I got one of the crazy things though was Ack, before you went to Swamp, you went and did Double Chested Fairy, and then mirrored into Hyrule Castle to get Quake. Was that planned, or was that just like
I was really kind of running out of things to check at that point. So, I mean, at that point, I was thinking I'll do Ice to Big Bomb and check Pyramid and whatever's in that chest. And I was going to go clear out Swamp. And then at that point, I was probably going to go do the shovel, check that last item in Mire, clear out Thieves Town, and then polish off Skull Woods with a pedestal pool because I didn't really know where else things were at that point.
Were you... I just... Because it was funny, because right as you were heading up to do Double Chested Fairy, I was like, it would be a perfect routing. Since we knew where Quake was. It'd be perfect if he mirrored after that and went straight into Hyrule Castle.
How early did Dragon find Quake?
He did the Dark Room, so after he checked the back room of Escape, he had Quake really early.
Oh, so you did it without a sword and all that stuff? That's pretty top.
Yeah, I had hook shots and stuff. I did Eastern, and then I had hook shots and bombs and bow. I had enough weapons to deal with the Dark Room, so...
Awesome. Yeah, that was pretty huge, because I was like, I wonder if he went back here without a sword. If he did, like, I'm probably really far behind, but if he didn't, this might be a good grab for me.
Yeah.
Let's see. The only other really big time differences from this race was Ack full clearing all of Tower of Hera, which you got the second item and you went ahead and killed Moldorn anyway. Were you kind of banking on a pedestal seed maybe?
I don't know. I felt like just doing it while I was there just in case. I didn't have a hammer at this point, and I was looking at it and I was like, hammer could be on the pedestal. Isn't that really stupid? Like, all right.
It would be really stupid.
Yeah.
Well, then you went ahead and we never saw what the second item in Mire was because it ended up being in the vanilla big key location.
I hated leaving that behind, but I guess I'm glad I did in hindsight now.
And then, Dragon, you went in, got hammer, and then bailed because you didn't have a fire source at the time.
I didn't have a fire source. I was like, if I don't find an item or if I don't find anything, I'm going to Vitreous and kill him. Because I grabbed silver arrows right before that, just for Vitreous. So I was ready to do that. And with hammer, I just booked it out of there and went straight to bot.
Ack cleared everything in Mire except for the vanilla big key chest. So we were wondering, like, is that going to be where a sword was? Is that going to be where an ice rod is? He went ahead and did the dark rooms and did Vitreous, and Sahasrara ended up having a sword for him. So that was where he got his master sword.
That was nice, yeah.
So that was pretty big gamble that ended
I was really worried because I left the chest in the Thieves, the big chest, and I left an item in Ice. I was so worried those were going to be swords, and then Pedestal was going to be the other sword.
We also had when you found the book in G Tower, we were like, he should go outside and check Ether Tablet. But then Fusan was like, but he doesn't have a sword, so it doesn't matter.
And it was half magic. That's so troll.
Where was the book?
In G Tower somewhere. Yeah, I think left side, render room.
It was random room.
You could. Oh my god, I just connected the dots because you were still on Fighter Sword. Wow, that's. Ugh.
I found mushroom. I found book. I found bombos. I found all the stuff.
And nice job having the courage to climb the whole entire tower, though. That's awesome. I would have been sweating bullets the whole way too.
Sounds like he was sweating bullets as he was doing it.
Yeah.
Man.
I honestly thought I was behind because I didn't have a sword, so I YOLO'd G Tower.
Mm-hmm. And so, it worked out.
It worked,
just was unfortunate that having to full clear G Tower essentially, and then because had the sword been in anywhere else in G Tower, it would have been completely different ending. And then the unfortunate fall again.
It's Ganon. I wasn't focused enough for Ganon. I was so nervous on that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's frustrating when you shoot an arrow and you miss, and then you try and shoot another one, but the other arrow still hasn't hit, so you can't shoot a second arrow until the other one.
Yeah.
And then that throws your rhythm off, and you're like, oh gosh, what do I do now?
And then you totally forget your positioning and all that, and then you just get hit into the pit.
Mm-hmm. And especially with Master Sword, because sometimes you were like, I have plenty of time. I can go up and hit him and get another hit, but oftentimes, like, you'll do a spin right through an invisible Ganon, and then he'll fire at you. So
yeah.
But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for putting on an incredible show. I'm sure everyone had a heck of a time watching. If only you both could have won, but with that, Ack moves on 3-0. Dragon still at a comfortable 2-1.
Yeah,
so
that's
nothing
nice
to be upset about for the most part. So. But any final words from you guys about this seed, or just in general?
Give me a sword.
I don't need a sword. Just give me a hammer. God.
Just give me a hammer. Yeah, that Mire hammer was a troll.
I was ready to go into Mire, and I'm like, I can't even do it because I don't have a sword. I was like literally looking for a sword just to get into Mire.
Wow.
Well, I think also the first time in one of you were in Mire, you didn't have boots or something, so you didn't have a way to actually get through the beginning of Mire anyway. No, wait. You had hookshot early.
That wasn't. No. I had boots because I did.
I was thinking of it.
Sword.
Yeah. But, well, that's going to do it for us here on SG3. Let me take a look at the schedule and see. We've got plenty of races going on. I'm sure we have a race going on right now. Just kidding. Actually, no. We have one coming up at the top of the hour. Hippo_S versus Evandius. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Over on SG. We also have a plethora of secondary matches going on as well over on the Randomizer Mania channel. Thank you guys so much for letting us commentate. I always have fun commentating with my buddy Futon. Did you have fun, Futon?
I had a lot of fun. That was a wild finish.
Good stuff.
Thank you guys for the commentary.
Of course. And shout-outs to Dark Shadows 59 for tracking this beautiful race, and of course to Feasel for making this all possible on Speed Gaming channel for restreaming. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys at the next one. Take it easy.